Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about the Trump administration and what they're getting done and what I think we can expect them to get done in the future. I get a lot of comments pro and anti-Trump, as you can imagine, and I get a lot of stuff saying that, this is just more of the same. It's another Obama administration. They're just, we can't expect anything real from them. And I have to agree with that in a way, at least. And I have reasons for that. Okay. I am optimistic about the Trump administration. I have hope. Now, I wouldn't bet the farm on it because I am still skeptical of just any politician, anybody with power. They can change their minds, their people, even if everyone in the cabinet and everything, they all meant well and went in with the best intentions. That can change. So that's always there, no matter what. Right, that possibility of something changing. So even if I was just die hard, 100% behind them and everything they do, I would still have to keep my mind open to the possibility of change. So having said that, I'm hopeful. I'm confident that they're doing the right thing. They're doing the best they can. I'm confident that they are doing what they think is best for the American people. They are definitely doing what I elected them to do. Maybe not on the scale that I hoped for. Maybe not as just hardcore as I hoped they would be, but still they're doing the stuff. All right. Now I've said many times in the past that any real lasting change has to incur pain. It's got to cause pain. There's no way you can root out the corruption and the evil and root and stem and not cause pain. There's no way you can fix this financial situation, the economy, without causing pain. There's a lot of things that need work, a lot of things that need to be straightened out, and to fix them in the long term, it's going to be painful. There's no getting around that. So these Band-Aids that keep getting slapped on, yeah, they're good and they feel good in the near term, but they do nothing to address the longer term issues, the core, the root of the issue, right? That broken thing is still in there. It's still broken. It's not fixed. We just did something a couple layers up to kind of fix things temporarily. And that is where I come to a crossroads in my mind, okay? Now, should Trump just go in and hardcore fix one or two of these things and cause pain for the nation? Should he? Is that what he should do? He's not going to be able to fix them all. Just doesn't have time. Maybe he might be able to fix one or two, but it's going to cause pain. Now, if he causes that pain, what happens? Okay, he will fix, I don't know, we can just pick one. He can fix one thing though, right? And then what that will do is cause pain. Probably economic would be the number one thing that everybody would want fixed and that everyone would complain about, because almost everything that you could fix in the government or whatever would have some economic ramifications. So let's say we have an economic hardship during this administration because Trump was fixing something long term. Well, that would destroy the Republican Party politically. Because if we go into the next election and we're, on an economic downturn, in a recession or a depression or something, well, everybody's going to vote Democrat. Everybody's going to put Kamala Harris or one of those puppets in there because they're going to fall for that shit and believe that they can fix it, and it's going to go right back to the way it was. So when you think about it, Trump fixing anything long term like that is a death sentence for America, for our future, because he will turn all of these people that were on the fence about Republicans and Donald Trump, he will turn them right back to the Democrats. He will push them right over and have them voting Democrat. So you can't really do that. I mean, he could, he could, but he shouldn't. He just shouldn't. He shouldn't do anything that'll affect that a long-term healing right now. That can be done further on in the future or something, because right now in the earliest stages of this administration, let's say we want J.D. Vance. Let's say he keeps doing what he's doing and he turns out to be awesome, and he would just continue on the Trump legacy, and we would have more prosperity, more safety, less war, just everything Trump's doing, it would just continue on for another 4 years or 8 years if we can elect him twice, right? So that would go more toward helping America, getting someone like J.D. Vance or someone like that in there after Trump, instead of a Biden puppet or an Obama puppet or a Kamala Harris puppet or something like that in there after Trump, okay? That would be the worst thing that could happen, is we get another left-wing puppet in there. So it would have to be someone who Trump has pulled from the outside and trusts, and somebody in his cabinet. That's the only way I see it. It would have to be someone in his cabinet right now. Anybody else outside, I wouldn't do it. Even DeSantis, our governor, I wouldn't vote for him for president. There's too much other stuff. I don't know. Too many questions about DeSantis right now. But anyway, so that Trump cannot do anything, should not do anything to destroy J.D. Vance's prospects of becoming president after him. Okay? He has to be aware of that as well. He's got to play for the future. The future of the Republican Party, not just the future of the United States, because if he loses one, he loses the other. If he strictly focuses on the future of the United States, he'll lose the future of the Republican Party and the future of the United States. They're both, hand in hand. If he focuses just on the Republican Party, then he'll lose the United States. So he's got a fine line to tread. Okay? And at the same time, he's working against the deep state and the Democrats and the leftists and the protests and the stupid boycotts. I should make a whole video about the how stupid it is for that boycott they did. That's just one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen. I mean, seriously. But anyway, so yeah, they're going to root the stuff out, and they're going to hopefully save America a bunch of money, save the United States a lot of money, and hopefully fix our financial situation, get the government solvent again, and hopefully get us on the right track, okay? Trump's job right now, in my opinion, is to just get us going down going in the right direction, fixing up the car and putting new shiny wheels on it and polishing it and giving it a paint job and, and a tune up and all that stuff. That can happen in administrations in the future if everything is done right and we can stay vigilant and go out and freaking vote. But right now, our car is just headed in the wrong direction. What the hell does it matter how good it's running? We're not even going the right direction. We're going the wrong way. His job is just to turn this damn thing around and get it headed in the right direction. Right now, if he pulls over and starts fixing it and shit, and, because like I said, it causes pain in the beginning. You got to rip the car apart to fix it. So yeah, that kind of thing. So we got to, at some level, on some, we've got to keep an open mind and give him time. He can't just go in and start ripping into things completely wholeheartedly. Yeah, you can on a shallow level, but to just go in and start breaking shit, fundamentally breaking shit, which needs to be done. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying it needs to be done. But there are consequences to that as well, to breaking shit, to ripping shit up, because the system, and you'll hear this a lot, the system isn't broken. It's working the way they designed it to work. It looks broken from our perspective. From a working person's perspective, it looks broken, but it's not. It's working as it's designed to work. It's a perfectly tuned machine. They're sending money where they want to send it. The money's going exactly where they want it to go. And that's not to us, our money. So that, yes, the system needs to be broken down and fixed, repaired. But to try to do it all at once is a fool's errand. It's just not, it's not going to happen. And it should not happen, in my opinion. He needs to get a good, successful 4 years. That way we can vote in his successor to carry the torch and just make some incremental improvements. And then at some point, we're going to have to, somebody on their way out the door will have to, break some shit and really, really start some fundamental changes. But Trump got us out of the WHO and the WEF or whatever, and pulled us out of the climate accords. And he's done a lot of good stuff. But as I've said in the past, the next president can just step right in and get us right back in there, like they did last time. So everything he's doing is just shallow and can be undone. But it's by necessity, in my opinion. Because if he goes deeper, a whole lot deeper, then he's going to cause pain, much needed pain, but it's not going to, most people don't understand that. Most people are they think shallowly and, he hurt the economy, we're going to vote Democrat this time. You got to understand how people are thinking. They're not thinking, hey, we needed this. I understand why this is happening. This is the best thing for our country. We just need to suck it up. People aren't going to think like that. And you and I both know it. So to do that would just be the death of his movement, the MAGA movement, the patriotic movement. It would just kill it. It would be a gunshot to the head, boom, and it would be the end of it. So I think he's doing the right thing for the long term. Maybe down the road further, if he can get us prosperous enough, then we can incrementally enact some longer term changes. Or maybe there's something I'm missing and they can incrementally pick away at it without causing, real painful contractions in our economy and stuff. I just don't see that, but I'm not an expert. Maybe they have figured something out and they're they've got a plan. I hope so. That'd be great. But I honestly think that they mean their best. Elon Musk with Doge, and I think they're doing their best for our country. I remain skeptical. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see what happens. But here's my thing, is that I don't care what, I don't care if they're Nazis or Zionists. I care about results. What are they doing? They're getting us out of wars. They're stopping all this federal spending on bullshit. They're pulling us out of the World Health Organization and the Paris Climate Accord and all that bullshit. They're deporting illegal criminals. Every single thing they're doing, I agree with. So I do not care if there's something, if they believe something underneath, a Zionist, whatever ist you want to throw at them. I don't care. They had the JFK files and all that stuff, Epstein files and all that, and a bunch of it was redacted. I said that months ago. I knew it was going to be redacted because somebody has control of that, not Trump, who gets to redact stuff before they give it to Trump. So they're going to redact every 9 out of 10 words. That's just common sense. They're going to fight him. That congressional, he had just addressed Congress a few days ago or whatever, and that Al Green started yelling and heckling and stuff, and they actually had to have him escorted out. That just looked like one of those pro wrestling scenes. It was all fake, just fraudulent virtue signaling. It was just bullshit. And that Al Green, he's out of Houston. These people in Houston keep electing this fool. He's 77 years old. But just that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a congressman and being addressed by the President of the United States. And he won't even give President Trump the time to talk and try to figure out what is best for his constituents. He won't even consider anything that comes out of Trump's mouth, won't even give him the time of day, just literally yelling in a presidential address to Congress, yelling like he's a fan at a WWE event. And he had to be escorted out. Now, this guy is just playing a part. That's all he's doing. He's an actor, just like a professional wrestler, and he's playing this part, and he's whatever. The people that I have a problem with are the people that keep electing this moron. In Texas, no less. Texans electing this fool, voting for Al Green. And I don't give a shit if he's a Democrat or Republican or whatever. I don't care. This guy's an idiot, though. You could be a Democrat and still have common sense and try to sit down and talk to someone to get the best you can for your constituents. That's your job, not to like or hate the president. That's not your job. Your job is to do the best for your constituents, whether you hate the president or not. That's maybe especially if you hate the president. Maybe that's the time you need to bear down, buckle down, and go to work for your constituents to make sure that your constituents get the best. But he's up there yelling and making a big show, right? This big production about how much he detests Trump. That kind of stupid shit just kills me, and that's the kind of shit. And now with all the cheating and stuff, I don't know if the good people of Houston are voting for this moron. You know what I'm saying? Because the people in California aren't electing Adam Schiff over and over again. I guarantee you that. I paid attention to that last time. The last time he was elected. I don't think the people elected him. He was straight up cheated into office again. Yeah. So we've got that going on, this cheating that's happening in these elections in a lot of these states, and that needs to be stopped. And hopefully, if Trump can fix that, do something about that from the presidency, that would go a long, long way to helping our country into the future. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll leave that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll leave that link down in the description too. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff over there. But I'll leave that link down in the description as well if you're interested. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out an awful lot. Thank you very much to those of you who do that. I sincerely appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments. Or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.